Good morning. Welcome back to the InScentive Collection. I be the host, Brandon, and today it is Thursday. It is Thursday morning. I'm a little early. Okay, I'm a little early. It's not quite 6 o'clock, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. That's 6 a.m. It's not quite 6 a.m., but that is all right. How are you this morning? How'd you sleep? Did you get on the right side of the bed or the wrong side? Sleep is important. It is very, very important. Today, some interesting topics. I think they're interesting. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna allow people to, you know, wipe the coal out the eye and come in and have a seat and listen to this live stream. So we're gonna get going. I think we have a very interesting topic today. I'm excited. It's a topic that I don't hear too many people talking about. And that's one of my favorite aspects of good morning, good morning, good morning. We got 10 people in here already. There he is, Lou Moo, baby, at the crack of dawn. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is my guy right there. That is my guy. That is my guy. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Lou Moo. Good morning. We have a very interesting topic today, ladies and gentlemen. And I do mean ladies and gentlemen, okay? Because this topic is about gender and fragrance. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. Gender and fragrances. We're gonna get into it. We got 10 people in here. We're gonna give people time to get it popping, get in here and have a seat. All right. What are you drinking in the morning, Lumo? You got one of those energy drinks. Have you tried the tea yet? It's strong, man. Turkish tea is strong. It is very, very strong. Me personally, I might take caffeine pills. I don't really do too much sugar, so I might take a caffeine pill here and there. Got some water, and of course, the protein. Got to get the protein shake jumping. So I always ingest those really, really early. But I'm curious, what are you guys drinking in the morning? What gets you focused and on point? All right, so we got 30 people in here. We're gonna give people time to get situated. Hit the like button when you come in. That tells YouTube that, hey, this guy's producing some fire content. And listen, who else is giving you fire content at 6 o'clock in the morning? We got the first comment of technically second. Lou says, monsters all day. I haven't tried the tea. Honestly, don't know how to make real tea. And I do sugar-free drinks. Not much better, but a little better than the regular ones. Oh, it's way better than sugar-free is way better than, for a lot of reasons. I mean, we can get into that if you're interested. But yeah, sugar-free is way better than sugar. So like sodas and stuff like that. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's a big change. And with the tea, man, literally, you just boil some water, grab maybe like a well, you're gonna need something to put the tea in, some type of I don't even know what you would call it, like a tea bag essentially. But they have some that like a metal tea bag. You would pour the tea in, and then you would just dip it, and then you would do that for 5 minutes. I think it's called steeping the tea. You do that for 5 minutes, take it out, and you can add whatever you want, honey, sugar-free, sweetener, stuff like that. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Oh, well, I appreciate your positivity. I don't know how to say your name. But yes, the Lord has blessed the young man over here. Anyway, moving on. So we got 40 people in here. We're gonna go ahead and get into today's topic. Now, like I said, this is going to be a topic based off of yeah, Lumu. You see that comment? This is gonna be a topic based off of fragrances for men and fragrances for women. Okay, and the marketing behind it. Now, this is a very interactive live stream, guys. So I need you to chime in on the chat. We got 80 people in here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. We're gonna get into this topic of fragrances being for men and fragrances being for women. Okay, I shot a well, I shot a very luxurious wedding a couple weeks ago, and the bride was wearing my favorite fragrance of all time. My favorite fragrance of all time. And we're going to get into that. No offense, but are you related to Will Smith? Oh my gosh, that's insane. Hey, so at that wedding that I was shooting, one of the photographers kept calling me Junior Will Smith. I'm not kidding. She kept calling me Junior Will Smith. So no, I'm not related to Will Smith in any way, shape, or form. And fun fact, my mom used to say I look like Will Smith, which is crazy. But no relation. No relation. She's not kidding, bro. That's funny. Yeah, no, she was serious. She was dead serious. The wedding took place over like 3 days or so, and like from the first day to the last day, she kept calling me Will Smith. So, but the topic is about fragrances, so let's stay don't be slapping no one. What's going on? Who's slapping who? I didn't see that in the chat. So we're gonna get into the topic, okay? We got some questions. Again, this is a very interactive chat, so make sure you guys chime in, okay? That's what this part of the YouTube channel is for. At least for me, it's not just about a one-way street. I want to know what you guys are wearing, and I want to know what you guys' thoughts are on this, because I think this is a very important topic. All right, so first question on the dock as you wait momentarily and the suspense drives up as I sip this water. All right, so here we go. First question of the day. Okay. Yeah. That may be Dre Day. I don't know. The Mad Sun. I don't know. If it is, throw something in, throw emoji in there that I would identify as, or not identify as, but I'd be able to identify you with. All right, so let's get into this. First question. We have, should we ignore 4 men or 4 women labels on fragrances? Should we ignore 4 men or 4 women labels on fragrances? I think, well, first of all, I think the answer is a resounding yes. Okay? What's going on? You guys got to get real names. I can't enunciate that. Hey, good morning. Hit the like button. Don't forget, that's your contribution. We all got to pay some way, shape, or form. So, yes, I think we should ignore it completely. And the reason why is because, and I don't want to give too much away too early, because I want this topic to definitely be to develop as we go down the line. But I think that ultimately, fragrances are just marketing as far as 4 men and 4 women, right? Because a rose isn't necessarily gender driven, right? Rose isn't necessarily for a woman. I know a lot of guys that say, "Oh, I can't stand rose." I wish I had my lyric man here. A lot of guys are like, "I can't stand rose. It's too, I can't stand rose. It's too feminine. Reminds me of my grandma." And then I show them. Well, recently I've tried Louis Vuitton's Les Sables Rose, and it has rose in the name. And I've tried it. I've given it to a couple of fellows that I know. They've worn it, and not only did they like it, but their significant other was like, "Hey, if you wear this, I already know what I'm gonna wear for you." You know what I'm saying? So like, it instantly creates that energy, polarity between men and women. So again, I'm very curious. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Are you opposed or for, fragrances being 4 men or 4 women? Right? What do you think? I think we're smart enough to know what we do and don't like. I think if you don't like, so for me, I think is it Orange Blossom? I think Orange Blossom is like super like feminine leaning. And so I don't particularly wear that fragrance. I don't, there's not too many Orange Blossoms that I would ever recommend for a guy personally, unless you like Orange Blossom. But, and I have a buddy who does, right? And I've given him some recommendations, but typically I wouldn't recommend that to my homies, right? So That is where I stand on that. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. What are you saying about for men and for women fragrances? Do we need it? Or are people, you know, too simple to figure that out? Let's see, we got Lumu in here. He says, Lumu, are you I think you're a moderator, right? I see that blue shield. You should be. All right, so he says, I think that yes, it is marketing, but it can be, I need to start wearing my glasses. It can be a way to set the tone for what the scent is trying to convey. Oh, that's a very good point, Lumu. Most scents say women on it wouldn't be in my personal wheelhouse. Okay. Interesting. I would have to agree with him on that. He says, doesn't mean there isn't any at all, but definitely help skip scents that I wouldn't vibe with at all. I'd have to agree with him on that. But the thing about what you're saying, Lumu, is that like I've smelled fragrances that are for women that if I applied that, I would not have smelled. A classic one would be Chanel No. 5. I don't know if you've ever smelled Chanel No. 5, Lou, but go into Macy's, smell Chanel No. 5, and tell me that doesn't smell like African Oliphant. That's your homework, Lumu. That's your homework. And that is a traditionally female-only scent. But I'll be darned if it does not smell like African Oliphant. You heard it here first. I don't think anybody else is talking about that on all of YouTube. You heard that here first. Welcome to the InScentive Collection. I'm your host, Brandon. And today, we're getting into fragrances. Are they or should they be gender specific? That's the topic. All right? We're going to go ahead and get straight into question dos. Okay? Question dos. Hey, we got 30 people in here and one like. Come on, guys. Help us out. All right, we're going to keep going. Are floral scents really feminine, or is it just marketing? Are floral scents really feminine, or is it just marketing? I would say it's just marketing. I'll tell you this. Geranium, tuberose. What else is another flower scent that I really like? Geranium, tuberose. Those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. I absolutely, unabashedly love tuberose. Like, it is like one of my favorite. Tuberosa. I keep calling it tuberose from Nishane, but I think it's called tuberosa. Tuberosa is like one of my favorite. It's probably like a top 10 fragrance for me. Top 10. And it's a feminine leaning fragrance. I mean, it just is what it is. But I would wear that 10 days out of the week. I just throw some extra days in there. At least 5 days out of calendar week, I would wear tuberose. I love it. And I would also wear it all year long, for sure. I'd figure out a way to wear it in 20-degree weather. I would certainly figure it out. And again, guys, the topic, it kind of spurred because I was at a wedding and the bride had on Santal Blanc, right? And I don't typically regardless as a female or a male fragrance, but I could see how this would be feminine leaning. It's very creamy. You don't really see too many creamy fragrances recommended for men. Lavender, oh my gosh, that is a great point, Lumu. I'm gonna circle right back to that. Lavender, I can't believe I thought of that. I didn't think of that. Which is probably used more for men than women, right? But anyway, the point is, the bride was wearing this, and you know what the crazy part is? What of all that was that it smelled so differently on her, and she applied a lot. Like, she applied a lot. And shout out to her. Like, I think you should, if you're gonna wear it proudly, wear it boldly, wear it to half the bottle is gone. I agree. But it did smell different on her. And I don't want to get too deep into this because I do have something that I want to kind of broach and talk about as far as when a man applies a fragrance and when a female applies a fragrance. There's a difference. We're going to circle back to that. Lumu, if I don't mention that before the stream is over, and if, before you have to leave, you may leave, please circle back. Please remind me to circle back to that. Let's see. Lavender's a good point though. Lavender is probably more of a masculine scent, right? Because it's typically involved in fougères, right? Which is that barbershop smell, which is, you know, barbershops are masculine, right? So like, yeah. So I mean, that would be a great point, Lumu. Um, Cuber, I'm just gonna say his name is Cuber. He says, my mom chose my fragrance. Now I attract the majority of women. Can we see your whole collection? Unfortunately, I don't have my collection here with me. I just have 2 bottles today. I have Layton and I have Santal Blanc. But if you have any questions about fragrances, let me know. My mom chose my fragrance. Now I attract the majority of women. Well, your mom being a woman, she knows what women like, you know? And that's another thing. You know, I was talking to a buddy. We're not really a buddy, but I was talking to an acquaintance. A lot of guys don't know that when a woman buys you a fragrance, whether it's your mom or whatever, it means that they love the fragrance and they want to keep it around. So they give it to you to wear. A lot of people don't know that. So like, yeah, like if your mom is giving you a fragrance, 9 times out of 10, what it means is she smelled it in the store and maybe her husband or significant other didn't want it, but she likes it that much that she gave it to you so that you could wear it and so that she can enjoy it. That's what they do. Lumu says, bro, a whole collection viewing would be epic. Let's get this video to 100 likes and make him do it. Yeah, if you get 100 likes in here, I'll definitely be compelled. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, guys. Yeah, floral scents. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think personally, lavender, as Lou Moo pointed out, is definitely more of a masculine fragrance, masculine note. But I mean, lavender is used in almost everything, right? Like, I mean, you have lavender Febreze, lavender air freshener, lavender and like bedspreads, as far as like that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, man, I mean, I think that flowers are just that. And besides, like when you think about, and I'd have to research this, let me know if you guys are interested if we dive deeper into this topic, but I'd imagine that in like the Middle Ages and stuff, where people started making perfumery and stuff like that, I would imagine that guys were just using flowers. So when did the change becomes like, oh, women wear this and guys wear that? Because, you know, back in the day, you know, men wore heels, right? Like let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. George Washington, our first president, was wearing heels. You can call it what you want. He was wearing heels and a wig. All right. And he was probably wearing fragrances that were mushed up flowers. Just saying. Just saying. Fight me in the comment section. I'm just saying. All right. So we're going to get into, this stream's going to get shut down. We're going to get into question number 3, right? Right after I suspensefully sip this water. I need to get my soundboard popping so I can get things going. All right, question number 3. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Come on, man. Hit the like button. Show YouTube that you appreciate the content. All right. Question number 3. Why do we assume dark, woody notes are for men only? Why do we assume dark notes are for men only? No, I'm not saying he was a woman. I'm just saying that a lot of the things that women do today were things that men did 200 years ago. Men were wearing wigs. Go look at a dollar bill. Like that wasn't his hair. They were wearing, 3-4 inch heels, right? Now, not the traditional stilettos. I'm not saying he was in stiletto pumps, but they were wearing them little leprechaun heels, right? And they were wearing fragrances made out of flowers. Just saying. Just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. How do we get so far off topic? Why do we assume dark woody notes are for men only? Why do we assume dark woody notes are for men only? Why do we assume that? Where does that come from? Anybody want to take a wild stab at that? He says, that's why you the best man. Highly unexpected turn. Hey, I'm just being authentically me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can do. That is all I can do. Anybody want to take a stab at question number 3? Why do we assume dark woody notes are for men only? Is that self-selection? Do you think women have selected flowery notes? What do you guys think? We got an extra like. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep the likes coming. We're on question 4. We're on question 4. Let's try to get to 10 likes before the end of the stream. 10 likes before the end of the stream. If we can get to 10 likes, I'll keep pushing forward. So I think traditionally, I think when you think about woody notes and stuff like that, I think that those are around masculine things, right? So we talk about woody notes, you talk about cedar, talking about wood, talking about lumber, right? So I think that that's kind of how it got brought in. When you talk about tobacco, right? Tobacco leaves, not that women don't smoke, but cigars. It's traditionally more masculine thing. You type in cigar images, I'm sure Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger they're gonna pop up somewhere, right? So I think that that's part of it. So we're gonna get straight to question number 4. Do we let color like blue or pink bottles define what we wear? Do we let colors like pink? This bottle is heavy, by the way. Do we let colors like pink and blue define what we wear? Would you go buy a fragrance that smelled amazing and for men, but it was in like a pink stiletto pump? Would you buy it? That's all I'm asking. Would you buy it? Would you buy it? Would you buy it? Personally, I'd probably order it. I probably wouldn't buy it like at the store. I don't know. I mean, you know, listen, at the end of the day, if it smells good, it smells good, right? I don't really give a damn. But I would probably go home, research it, like what's going on with this fragrance, like, you know, and then I would go and purchase it online. We got 70 people in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to the InScentive Collection. We are getting into fragrances. Should they be genderized, right? Chime in. What's your point of view? He said, hell no. All right, I appreciate the strong stance. John said, F no, not doing it. If it's got a stiletto pump and it's pink, I ain't buying it. Even if it smells like Leighton, I'm not doing it. I respect the line in the sand. We're going to keep pushing. Question number 5. All right, 5. Let's get the 5 likes. Come on. Let's get the 5 likes. Does it even matter who a fragrance is targeted if it smells great on you? And that is one of the best questions we can ask. And I have a couple reasons why. Number 1, again, I was at a wedding. This is my favorite fragrance of all time. This is called Santal Blanc by Van Cleef and Arpels. My favorite fragrance of all time. The bride was wearing this. She was wearing this, and it smelled differently on her. It smelled more flowery, and I think the only flower in here, I don't even know if there is a flower in here, but it smelled very flowery on her. And she said it smelled yummy. I asked her about, you know, her pick, and she was like, it's the only fragrance that smelled yummy to me. Now, I don't think this is particularly yummy, but that's my opinion. Hers is just as valid. But, you know, women have come across the channel, females have come across the channel, ladies have come across the channel, and what they've said is that they wear fragrances. Now, listen, guys, this is important information, all right? So listen. They've come by, and ladies, if you're in the chat and you can substantiate this, please chime in. They've told me that they wear, and I get this a lot on this video. It's a video on my channel, Dracar Noir. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. If you haven't, you need to go buy it. Staple. They told me that they've worn it and that because of, their pH, that it smells differently. I can 1000% confirm this. I can 1000% confirm this. I experienced this in real live action. Well, number one, the second time was with Van Cleef and Arpels. But one of my favorite fragrances, well, it's a fragrance I like a lot, is going to be Dior Sauvage Eau Forte. I think that is a phenomenal fragrance, criminally underrated. Francis Kirkjohn did his thing, and that bottle was only like $100. Lumu, if next time you're in the Macy's or whatever, try that fragrance, and I bet you, bro, your significant other is gonna like it. I bet you. John Black says, I thought the Arabian dude had the best cologne. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Feel free to expound on that. But my mom, so like I wore Eau Forte, right? It's because, it was just a good fragrance store in the bag, whatever. And I went to go see my mom in New York. And, I have some sisters. And my mom put it on, the fragrance. And then my sisters put it on. And when I tell you, it's like the female body activates a different part of the fragrance. Every one of my sisters and mom that wore it smelled totally different than when I have worn it and when other dudes have tested it. I don't know what this phenomenon is, but it's real. Fragrances smell different on women than they do on men. It's a real thing. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's a real thing. And it's actually like, oh gosh, like every scent profile. And for dudes too, right? Like I got a buddy who I work with, and he tried this on once, and it was sweeter on him, but it was still the same fragrance, but it was a little different. It was a little sweeter on him. And that was interesting. The fig comes out for him on this, not so much for me. I just get Santal. But for her, it was more flowery. Like the bride, when she wore it, it was way more flowery. And when my mom wore Eau Forte, it just smelled like a completely different fragrance. Like it was a different bottle as far as I'm concerned. And that blew my mind. Let me know in the chat if you guys have experienced anything like that. That could be a good experiment for you guys. If you have a significant other or a lady or a sister or whatever, put your fragrance on them and just try it. Obviously, I'm not saying that it's something that they would wear, but try it. And I guarantee you, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. All right, let's get the likes up. We're going to go ahead and get into question number 6. We're going to get into question number 6 right after I suspensefully take another sip. All right. How do we decide what notes are manly and ladylike? How do we decide that? How do we decide it? I feel like we don't. I feel like it's something that's been decided for us, right? And I think that that's something that you kind of got to look at. Why is that the case? It's interesting, right? We're like women like live in a parallel universe to men. Like we're the reason why I say that is because their experiences are so different. Like from a female perspective, right? They get a lot of clothes, right? Women love clothes, right? And they look good in them. But have you noticed, excuse me, that female clothes are a lot cheaper than men's clothes? Like they're a lot cheaper. Like they go on a Shimu stuff or whatever however you say that, Timu, Shimu, whatever, and they might get a whole piece for like $15, $12, $13. As a guy, you can't buy a shirt for $13. Not anything that's like of any type of quality, And I'm not saying that these clothings for women last forever, but like for instance, right? If you were to buy a pair of pants for a dude, a pair of pants for a woman, the pants for the dude will be way more expensive than for the woman, right? And I think that that's partly because one, men are cheap. And that's why this whole fragrance thing is kind of busted, because men are cheap. Men don't want to invest in themselves. And so that's how this dupe thing has gotten out of control. But that's a different conversation. Men are cheap, but women, like, they buy a ton of volume of stuff. So I think because of that, their stuff is cheaper. But because manufacturers know, like, hey, this pair of pants, this shirt, this guy's only gonna get one, so we gotta triple tax him. Really, the quality is not all that different, in my opinion. But unless you're talking about like active wear or like, well, no, active wear is a good point. But I'm talking about like hunting gear, like, anything like outdoorsy, like you hiking and stuff like that. That's different. But I don't know. I think that we have fallen into a system that tells us what is and what isn't. Right? It tells us what is and what isn't. All right, we're gonna keep going here. Question number 7. Have you ever been surprised by loving a fragrance meant for another gender? Have you ever been surprised loving a fragrance meant for another gender? The only fragrance I could say that about would be that tuberosa from Nishane. I'd imagine that being a feminine fragrance, but it says it's for men and women. I think Nishane is they're kind of like wise to the game. Like, let's just sell it to both people instead of just one. But I think that if that had came out, I don't know how long it's been out, but that to me would traditionally be a female fragrance. For sure. For sure. It smells like one of those, I forget what those Chanel fragrances are, but Chanel has like this whole line of fragrances that are kind of like jasmine, orange blossom, tuberose vibes, right? Personally, so I would say yes, because to me that's what that is. It's an offshoot. That tuberose is an offshoot of that, which is a female fragrance, and I've never smelled that in the men's section. I think Nishane is just kind of ahead of the curve. They just like, let's market to everybody, but like traditionally that would be a female fragrance. I'm curious, like, what do you guys think in the chat? Like, is that something? Have you ever smelled a female fragrance? It's like, I think I'll have this. I'm curious. I'm curious. All right. Question number 8. Do you think that marketing limits people from discovering their signature scent? That's an interesting question. Does it stop people from smelling their signature scent? A signature scent is supposed to be something that's unique. So if it's, in the other gender of fragrances, then I think by definition it becomes a signature scent. I'm gonna say yes. I think it's rare that you'll find something over there, but again, like tuberose would be an excellent signature scent. Even though it's marketed for men and women, but again, I think it's more of a traditionally female-leaning fragrance. And if that's on that side, and another thing I've discovered is that Chanel fragrances Chanel fragrances from the female line and from the male line, they still have the same DNA. Like, you can easily pick out of a lineup Chanel fragrances, even though they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. Allure Homme Sport has that DNA that you would find in the female fragrance line, which I thought was fascinating. I thought that was fascinating because, Chanel is very unique. Like, it smells like Chanel, but it also, like, that's applicable to the female line and the male line. And to me, when I smelled that, I was like, these are more genderless than people realize. Just because it's in the other aisle and it's in a pink bottle, the DNA is the same. Now, if you like the composition, that's a different question. But the DNA is the same. Do you like Lattafa? I've never tried Lattafa. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. My sister is in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I was just talking about you, sis. I was just talking about you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I was talking about how, and feel free to chime in on this in the comment if you'd like. But I was saying how when I came to visit you guys tried on Eau Forte, and how for mom it smelled totally different. It smelled like a completely different fragrance. For you it was different, and for me it was different. But it was so very, very different. I got my brother and my sister in the chat. We got Lou Moo and Bones in action. Okay, we got Chelsea Bones. Yeah, this is unbelievable. I appreciate you guys for getting up at 6:30 and rocking with me. Y'all are amazing. That type of support. I love you guys. I will all of you guys, really. I mean, there are other people in here too. Thank you so much. I'm really appreciative of you guys. All right. This is one big family. I love all of you. Thank you so much. But yeah, sis, if you could like confirm or deny that, just so people can see. Yeah. What was the question? Yes. Deny from signature scent. We're gonna keep pushing. Have you ever judged somebody? Have you ever judged somebody from wearing the opposite gender's fragrance? Yes, true. The salt scent was top tier, though. I got so many compliments. The salt scent. I don't. Are you talking about Ege? The fragrance I gave you? So me and my sister have the same favorite fragrance. It was crazy. She picked Ege out of the kit. I was just telling Lou Moo about this yesterday. Have you ever judged somebody from wearing the opposite gender's fragrance? I'm not gonna lie. When I smell a woman, oh, she's talking about Ege. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that fragrance is amazing. When I smell a woman and she's wearing like a traditionally male, well, I wouldn't say I judge them, but I have definitely noticed women that wear like a traditionally men's fragrance, they definitely usually seem a little bit more aggressive. I wouldn't say that I judge, because I don't judge anybody, but I think that it definitely says something about somebody's character, like what type of fragrance that they pick. Whether it be that they have a strong palate, whether it be that they go with the flow, or whether it be that they really don't care what they're wearing. It definitely says something about you. Just like, your appearance in general does. Are you prepared for the day? Do you, um, you know, I don't want to get too deep into it, but, do you take care of yourself? It speaks about you. Do you have pride in yourself? It like that definitely signals to the world. Um, but I've definitely noticed it. I mean, I don't think it makes that person a good or bad, but I've definitely noticed more assertive women, aren't afraid to wear more traditionally masculine fragrances. And to that point, why can't you wear Leighton as a woman? The top note is apple. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's more gender neutral than apple? So yeah, I mean, I think that some of this stuff has gotten blown out of proportion. And that's why I bought these two fragrances today. Because I definitely think that these are both unisex fragrances. For sure. Call it what you want. Call it what you want. Yeah. Okay. All right. We got one more question. And then I'm gonna leave well, before we get into the last question, I want to know, do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have anything you want me to answer? Before I get into this last question and close things out. And then I have a statement that I have to make for you guys, so you guys understand what's going to be happening to this channel. Things are about to change. So I'm just going to give it a couple seconds and give you guys time. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Welcome to the chat. This is the best damn 6 o'clock in the morning fragrance channel on YouTube. It's also the only one. So it's an easy title to take. I'm taking on all competition as well. Come fight me in the comment section. All right. All right. Simo Bones. Chelsea Bones says, have you tried any of the Heretic fragrances yet? I have not. Oh, I'm beating myself up. I have not. I know I told you I was going to buy it, and then I realized I didn't, and then I felt like crap. I will I will definitely do that. If you could send me a link, I might pick some up today. So if you could send me a link, I might pick some up today. Because I am interested. Especially from the one that you showed me when I was over there. That one that was Nosferatu, I think. It was interesting. It reminded me of the Sergei Laton Orphan fragrance. I can't remember, sis. If you can go and look on the channel, there's going to be a fragrance that I released probably like within the last 2 or 3 weeks. Well, probably like within the last month. And that fragrance you showed me is very similar to that one. Lumu is trolling me in the chat. Lumu is trolling me. He says, have you tried this crazy set called Mind Games? Listen, I owe the community an apology. Let's go ahead and get to the bottom of this, right? I completely abandoned that set reviewing it, and that was wrong. I need to finish that set. You guys have to understand, though, man, like, reviewing fragrances that you don't like is tough. It's a hard thing to do, to smell all day, to smell all day in a way you don't like. Excuse me. It is a very tough thing to do. And admittedly, I overhyped the fragrance in my own head. I didn't watch any reviews. I don't know what anybody thinks about it. But, like, the marketing behind it was so phenomenal that, like, I was super excited to try it. And, you know, I learned a valuable lesson, and that is to not put the persona in front of the juice. I learned a valuable lesson. So I need to finish those reviews. I just got so many great fragrances to smell right now. It's kind of hard to, like, try to punish myself to do that. I got, we're still doing the Dries Van Noten stuff. I have, I'm interested in Frederick Mall, I think is his name, Frederick Mall. He's got a sample kit I want to try out. I have a ton of fragrance from Christopher Lee Fragrance. Check out his YouTube channel. It is a great YouTube channel. I got a ton of fragrances from him that I'm trying out. So yeah, it's kind of at the bottom of the pile, but I will circle back eventually. But yeah, man, no need to apologize, Lumu. I get it. But I needed to address that because I dropped the ball. It happens. Okay, so we got 2 questions, 1.5 questions, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into. Well, let me ask you. Well, let me make this statement. So I have some things that are about to change dramatically from my lifestyle. Is looking that way, right? And so it's definitely going to cause a tremendous shakeup on the channel. I'm putting things together. A lot of things are going to change. I can't say too much now because I still need to make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. But a lot of things are going to change for the channel. And so I appreciate if you guys could just be patient with me in this time, because I'm not sure. I know that it's going to be a very challenging schedule. I mean, I upload 5 times a week, guys. So I try to. These past couple weeks because of the wedding. The wedding alone, I feel completely throws stuff off. So what's coming is way bigger than that. So it's definitely going to cause things to get a little bit out of sorts. So I'm just requesting that you guys remain patient with me. I also think this is a great opportunity to say that I will be doing a giveaway for hitting 1,000 subscribers. Right now we're at 840. I have a video coming out that'll talk more about it. But, you know, you guys are, the chat. You guys are in the chat. You guys are the real ones. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you here. I don't know when the video is going to drop on YouTube. Probably when I get to 900 subscribers. But yeah, there will be a video coming out, and I will be doing a giveaway, some type of raffle. And it's just going to be for the first 100 people, for the first 1,000 people. And I'm not sure what kind of gifts are going to be in there, or if there'll be multiple gifts. But if you guys are interested, definitely let me know what type of fragrances you would like to see get raffled off. And then you have a chance to win. It's probably going to be based off of comments that people have left, and or how long you've been subscribed. If I can, if you've left like 30 comments, Lou Moo is definitely in the running for that. If you've left, and I appreciate you, Lou, for doing that. If you have like a lot of comments, but maybe you just came in around 500 subscribers, you're gonna have just as good of a chance as somebody who. The goal is for you to have just as good of a chance who somebody who maybe subscribed from day one but only left like 2 or 3 comments, right? So yeah, that I'm doing a giveaway. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. It's just my way of saying thank you so much for believing in the channel and rocking out with me. I love you guys. Like, you guys are family. Getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to rock out and talk about fragrances and leave comments and trade back and forth and stuff like that. It's an amazing experience. So I just want to let you know that's down the pipeline. It's coming up soon. But yeah, without further ado, we're about 45 minutes into the stream right now. So we got one more question, and we're gonna go ahead and start to wrap this up. Unless, of course, you guys have some questions or anything you want to communicate or talk about. Last fragrance, last question. As I ceremoniously sip the H2O. If a fragrance had no gender labels, do you think your collection would look differently? Now, this is typically, well, this is a completely, what's the word I'm looking for? It's still early. This is a question that is a hypothetical. Hypothetical. My man Max loves hypothetical questions. Hypothetically, what if, insert threat there. Moving on. Do you think that your collection would look differently if fragrance had no gender labels? I think first we'd have to quantify what is a gender label. Lumu says, congratulations on whatever is coming your way. Can't wait to see what's in store for this community. Thank you so much, Lumu, for everything. Your support, your love, and your activity on the channel. It is highly regarded amongst the Accord. Because that's what we are. We are the Accord. We are all one Accord. So, do you think your fragrance collection would look different if there were no gender labels? I would say yes. Because like I said earlier, man, like the Chanel fragrances, Chanel No. 5 smells a lot like African Oliphant. It does. Even the when I smelled it, because I was testing African Oliphant that day, and I went to Macy's, and one of the reps, he's a long-time rep. He's been doing fragrance sales for, I think, like 20 years. And he gave me Chanel because I was just curious, like, what's on the female side? He gave me Chanel. I was like, oh man, that's really interesting. I was like, it smells just like this. Gave him my wrist. He took a whiff, and he was just like, dude. He was like, what is that? He was like, that's not. I was like, no, man, this is something different. He was like, yeah, man, it definitely smells different. So I think that that is a barrier for people. I think that people think about it. When have you ever saw the female section was like, I'm curious. When? It's never happened. It's never happened. So, well, at least I would say, at least for more straight men, it's never happened. So yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think as people are starting to get smarter, and like, dupe brands are starting to get a little bit more aggressive with their sales and stuff like that, I think they're starting to release similar things on both sides. But that's my opinion. Yeah, I think that if bottles all just looked like this, and there wasn't necessarily like a like, think about it, especially on like the designer side, right? I got an example. 1 second. Check this out. All right. I'm back. So, think about it, right? Marketing is it is important. I'm not gonna say it's not, but this says for men. It's a It's a dude. Men are gonna look at this and be like, I want a chest like that. Look at the badonk. I want glutes like that. You know? And they're gonna try it. Another example, right? This gym looks like a dumbbell. What woman is gonna try this fragrance out that looks like a dumbbell? None. It's never gonna happen. So yeah, I think it presents a barrier. Now I do think that that's more of an entry level thing. I think as you start to get more sophisticated, you start just seeing like ornate designs. You know, just like this is a beautiful bottle, proud, bold. It's got a little acklet, circular at the cap. They could have went with a square, angular, but it's cylindrical, right? It's the only cylindrical piece on here. Well, outside of the atomizer. So that's my thought. Those are my opinions. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Let's see. Lumu says, have you ever had a favorite cologne commercial or a favorite marketing campaign for a scent? That's a phenomenal question. No. Here's why. I never understood fragrance commercials. Like, I mean, you would see, like, for instance, right? And I'm saying this and it's going to start popping up in you guys' algorithm. But if you watch the Tom Ford Ombre leather, there's like a half-naked cowboy with a scarf. And I'm like, what does this have to do with leather and jasmine? Fragrance commercials are the weirdest thing to me. You'll see a unicorn on island hopping over a mermaid, and it'll be like Dior Sauvage. And I'm like, how does this make sense? I don't understand. I don't get it. They're loosely tied, very loosely. They're almost like dream sequences in movies. You know how I watch a dream sequence and it's like, what am I supposed to get from this? That's what I get every time I see a fragrance commercial, even today. It's the weirdest thing. And it's trying to invoke a lifestyle, a personality, without saying, hey, this is going to make you confident. Hey, this is going to make you attractive. The only fragrance commercials that made sense to me, remember the Bodman commercials? That was just selling sex. Like, it was straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, hey, you spray this on, you'll get like a ridiculous ripped six pack and women are going to want your bod. Like that made sense. But every other, especially like the more expensive fragrance commercials, that's a great question, Lumu. That's a phenomenal question. The only fragrance commercials I get are more so the ads, where it'll be like, you'll see like maybe Leighton, and it'll be like a puddle of water, and then it'll be an apple and maybe a cinnamon stick. And then like, oh, so okay, I get that. That's an aquatic, sweet, cinnamon fragrance. Ah, I got it. But the commercials, they throw me for a loop. I still don't understand those Johnny Depp commercials. I'm like, yo, what the heck is he doing in this remote island by himself? I don't get it. I don't get it. So that's a phenomenal question, Lumu. Oh, that's a great question. All right, let's see what else we got here. Chelsea says, lately I prefer genderless scents because they're made for everyone. But I do have a lot of feminine perfumes. I think if the labels were different, I probably would wear masculine scents too. Yeah. I can say the exact same thing for myself. I usually wear genderless. All my favorite fragrances are Nishane's. Those are genderless. But I do have masculine scents. Well, as far as wearing female fragrances, I don't know if I would like naturally gravitate that way. But like I said, I think that there's a lot, especially with the Chanel DNA. This requires more investigation. I do need to try some of the female versions, like Bad Boy from is it Paco Rabanne? Does Paco Rabanne wear Bad Boy? I don't know, or create Bad Boy. But I found out recently, like the stiletto pumps is the female version, so I would like to smell those and see how similar they are. I mean, Chanel is Chanel, but I think Christian Dior would probably be the more appropriate investigation. Like, smell the Christian Dior male fragrances and then go smell the female fragrances and see if there's like a bloodline in there that you could identify. Lumu says, "You're not lying. Just reminded me of Antonio Banderas." Banderas. Yo, I have another crazy idea for a Banderas commercial. I have to film that because I might not get another opportunity to film it for a very long time. That is let me write that down. Hold on one second, guys. I need to do that. Cause like I have another idea and it's hilarious. If I say so myself. Whoa, almost deleted the whole thing. 1 second, guys. I gotta add this so I can make some more content for you guys. Make some more content. All right, Banderas commercial. Banderas commercial. Oh, I'm going all out on this one. All out. What we got here? Chelsea says, laugh out loud. The bot commercials used to come on between WWE ads. I'm telling you, them bot man commercials. That was I understood those. I knew what was going on. Okay, if I spray that, I'll get abs and I'll see the world in black and white, and women will want my bod. Like I knew that's what that was. But some of these other commercials, man, they are wild. They're completely abstract, and I get it. They're trying to be hip and interesting and off the cuff, and how do you how do you sell a smell? Very challenging. Very challenging. Very challenging. Lumu says, my wife has the bad girl collection. Never smelled the man version. Yeah, it's I can't remember what they're called. I think it's by Paco Rabanne. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're very youthful. I think women can get away with more youthful scents because women, I think when women are regarded to be more playful, I think it works well for them. But when men are more playful, I don't necessarily know. It's like, people start looking at you like, oh, when are you going to mature? Whoa. So this is my, my hot take on that. But they have some good sense. They have some good sense. Personally, if I were to make a recommendation, I would say probably get like a 50 ml. I wouldn't necessarily, spend on 100 ml. That'll never, well, maybe for you, but for me, like I would never run through that. This is also a great 100 ml. Gosh, I don't know if we've ever went this long on a live stream, guys. It's 57 minutes. 57 minutes. Well, I'm going to end this stream at exactly 7 o'clock. So if you guys have any other questions, concerns, or anything you want to talk about, let me know. But it has been... Hey, Chelsea, tomorrow's Friday the 13th. It has been an amazing experience, man. We're back on live streams. I'm going to keep doing these for you guys. I know this is like our opportunity to be able to actually communicate and talk and have fun and you guys can also do it casually while you're working or, I don't know, maybe doing your routine in the morning or something like that. Lumu says, have a blessed day, InScentive community. Thank you so much, Lumu. We love you. I love you. And you be safe. You be safe, my friend, my brother. But yeah, this has been an exciting, oh, look at that. Chelsea loves you too. This has been an amazing, thrilling live stream. Let me know some topics that you guys want to talk about. We can talk about it, baby. I'm here. We're going to make it happen. It's going to be fun. Like I said, we're going to wind down here. 7 o'clock, and we'll cut the stream off. And I got to go to work. I got to go push buttons. Yeah, man. I got to go to work. But it's been an amazing journey. I'm really looking forward to that giveaway. Have a wonderful day, bro. I have to hop off soon and get ready for the day. No, you take all the time you need to get ready. Make sure your mind is right. I love you. Thank you for joining us, stopping by. And you have a blessed day as well. And you too, Lou Moo. Have a blessed day. Going to wear Dirty Coconut today as a fragrance. Coconut. I think I said I was gonna buy that one, didn't I? Don't forget to send me that link. Dirty Coconut sounds like a good time. I like coconut. It's my favorite. Well, one of my favorite notes. One of my favorite notes. All right. Well, you guys have a great day. Be safe. I love you all. And I will see you. Well, you'll see me tomorrow. I'm dropping a video. My favorite holiday. Yes, ma'am. I will see you guys. You guys will see me tomorrow. I will see you guys in the comment section and on Tuesday. Have a blessed day. Thank you for joining the Accord. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.